Hey guys, making a video on as far as what can help as far as for when you're working at your job, and this one is kind of important. Um, and there's definitely a lack of doing this, and this has helped me. This has helped me progress. This has helped me succeed. It's good to have a somewhat of a strategy going into work. Um, that's what I typically do as far as for preparation, and this helps for when unexpected things happen. If to know if you're falling behind or you're very far ahead and you can do other things. And this is once again I focus on primarily warehouse, um, retail, and grocery. That's where I have probably the most experience. Well, I do have the most experience in those areas. And I've learned the hard way of getting write ups, um, getting in trouble, and this and that, and learning from it, uh, and then progressing and succeeding and exceeding expectations of the managers. And this is what has helped me. And it's good to have a structure. It's also good to have a start and an end goal, and go even smaller goals along the way. And this helps you as far as for also knowing if you're staying off task, and or if you're staying on task or if you're off task, and where you are as far as for your workday, if you're going to make it, and what adjustments need to be made. So let's throw in an example. If you're in warehouse, like I worked at Amazon warehouse, they're gonna have um, a certain amount of product that you need to, at a minimum, whatever that minimum is, and whatever um, that is for the boxes that you need to stow or pick. There's a minimum, and then there is also a rate of speed, which kind of plays into the number of boxes. Then there is accuracy. And as far as it goes, those are the minimums. At least when you're starting, you want to work up towards that by, might be a month, might be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Um, and you're either going to succeed or fail, and that's ultimately whether you keep your job or not. And if there is, say, 60 boxes an hour, now Amazon's awesome. They tell you exactly what the minimum is, what the accuracy number you need to have, and they'll tell you if you need to work on it. They'll tell you daily. They'll tell you hourly almost, and they'll give you the help that you need, or even pair you up with somebody to help you, so you can see how you need to get how you need to get stuff done, and as far as for the letters of which one of the cubbies in the library need to be put in the right way. They'll help you with that. Amazon's very helpful, I think. You just have to be willing to learn and willing to even ask yourself. But most of the time, they'll do. They'll tell you and they'll let you know and they'll make adjustment for you. Usually, at least where I've worked. I don't know if that's everywhere, but anyways, as far as warehouse, I think that's very simple. You also need to understand what their minimum, and then what the top people are doing. The numbers of accuracy and boxes. You want to be somewhere in between. Now, if you're barely making the minimum, that's not going to be good enough. And now, what I recommend, and this is what's worked for me, helps you as far as for figuring out if you're going quick enough or not in time, is memorize some songs. It sounds really silly, but that actually works very well. And sense of urgency. As far as for prepping and all that stuff, you want to go through the preparations and making sure that you are, when you're clocking on, from the time you clock on to when you get to your pit, or from the time you're getting to your area and when you're starting to work, you want it to be relatively quick. Because that automatically, I know there's people that are more lax, some of those people have been there for a long time. As far as for somebody brand new, you want to start going, and also it helps because if you're first person there and whatnot, you get to also choose sometimes what cards you get, what items you get, what work you get. So yeah, I highly recommend, don't waste time. Just go out there and start with a sense of urgency. As far as for retail and grocery, because they're basically the same kind of thing. Look at the aisles. So say you're looking at, let's say, 17 aisles that you gotta work. So out of those 17 aisles, you have 8 hours to stock. If you're doing a full day of stocking, or say you're doing a full day of facing, you're gonna have to divide and figure out, okay, so 8 times 2, that'd be 16, so that'd be 30 minutes. About basically 25 minutes an aisle. That's relatively what you're trying to go for. So try to get your aisles done in 25 minutes. Say you can look and see there's 6 sections, let's say. 6 sections, because you got aisles. Sections on both sides, 3 on each side, 6 sections. Or even just, let's make it easy and say 5 sections. Divide 25 by 5. That means 5 minutes each section. The reason why I recommend looking at the sections is because you can also tell if you're in a little too slow, if there's an area that has a lot more product there, this and that, and you can focus on that. These are great if you're falling, to know when you're falling behind. If you're brand new, to see and gauge where you are. These are what tricks that I use, kind of to figure out where, if I'm having issues or if things are taking a while, where it's going wrong. I did that with actually this job, trying to figure out where are we going wrong, and what was going wrong was down stacking the pallets is taking too long. And it's kind of a setup of how things are. There's not enough space. We have a lot of people that are running into each other. People are taking one box, not multiple boxes. It's just, there's a bunch going on. So there's quite a few issues going on with that. And kind of gauge where I'm at and seeing how am I going to not fix it, but how can I make it up? Can I make up that time? This and that. So it's just a good strategy I recommend doing with any entry level job position. This even goes up to management. If you're managing workers, you can even have that kind of an easy structure, do the math for them, make it easier on them, obviously, because you want to help them. talk and go through the whole process and experience of that, and that helps. Um, so yeah. Anyways, just wanted to mention that. I think it's a great trick. It's a great. I was gonna say skill, but it's really just a good strategy. It's a great strategy going in. It's a great strategy of checking yourself as far as for work. Like, am I getting enough work done? Where am I going wrong? That kind of thing. Usually, this will help me. Hope you have a better understanding. It doesn't answer all the questions and everything, but it's a very good structure on where you are as far as throughout the day, um, and where their requirements are and where you're at right now, and are you meeting those requirements, exceeding, or are you missing it? Anyways, have a great day. Bye.